Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Kuhuloim la Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Bahashim Rakha HaKodash. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawach. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And just saw this article, found it to be interesting. It says man celebrates after court/voluntary weekly $300 child support to $13 a month. Ooh. Goodness gracious, homegirl was pissed. It says a man named Barnett Jenkins is celebrating the court decision that left him feeling like he just won a financial lottery. The father recently shared his reaction after his child support situation took a shocking turn. According to Jenkins, he was voluntarily sending his baby mama $300 every week before things got difficult. Now that's $1,200 a month. Or is it $300? Yep, $1,200, Salakia. But after hitting a rough patch financially, he says he asked for a little time to recover and offered to continue paying a reduced amount. Apparently, that temporary adjustment turned into a full courtroom adventure. So here's I guess he has man says he was okay that we just read all that. She filed for child support and was awarded just $13 a month, bro. Boy. Bit off more than she could chew. Because she wasn't trying to, here you go. He's not even on child support. He's actually giving you $300 a month. On top of, let's read the rest. Let's see what else he was doing. Because it wasn't just doing that. It says Jenkins claimed on Instagram that he had told his baby mama he needed 2 to 3 months to get back on his feet and could only afford $150 per week, right? So, of course, that's a half of the slash. So instead of the $1,200 a month, she would have been getting $600 a month, which you already know. A $600 cut, that probably went towards maybe, that expensive-ass car payment she got, insurance, hair, nails, something, right? So that is a cut. But if he's voluntarily doing it and he's falling on bad luck and he's still willing to pay something, then you'd think that she would have been ready to work with him. But of course, these women, see, Eve, she has that Edomite way of life, that Edomite attitude. The scripture talks about just like how the king is, so are their subjects. Eve is, since she's like she's closer to Esau than the so-called black man is. She takes after him. She really moves like him, and she'll do everything in her might and being. If she doesn't like you, if she's against you, like how Esau is. Esau's an enemy. He's a total enemy. And you can see how he moves. He moves like a fucking enemy. He's trying his whole might to tear you down. And that's how the so-called black woman, she becomes that way when, of course, she can't have her way. She can't have the man. He done moved on. He may have another woman. This, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? But she moves like Esau. She moves just like Esau moves, man. So you have to be aware of both of them. You got to be aware of Esau, which is the so-called white man or race. And you got to be aware of the woman because he placed her in charge. You have to realize that he placed her in the position where she can collect money like that from you monthly. He put you out of the home, remember? It's through his policies. It's through his laws that you can't even be in the home. And if you are in the home, you can't have no say. She's in charge. He has given her the ability to be above you in his kingdom. Right? And she uses that particular position to really look down on your ass just like how he looks down on you. That's why the apostles tell us, hey, you're going to be dealing with the so-called black woman. You better do some serious vetting. And even when you vet her, you may not find everything, man, because, all it takes is one day of her feelings being hurt and she can turn your whole fucking life upside down, man. Anyway, so according to him, instead of working things out, she decided to take the child support route. And that is when the plot twist arrived. See, she didn't take into account, like, women don't be thinking, man. You know, we've been bringing this out quite a bit lately. You know, Eve is not, she's not giving that. See, like how Esau is, though. You know, she's just, again, she's just like Esau. He don't have no wisdom. And she's listening to someone that don't have no wisdom, so you don't have no damn wisdom. Because if he's faithfully paying that amount of money, I'm not sure for how long he had been doing it. You know, but if he's faithfully doing it and he's saying to you, okay, I've fallen on a rough patch, you know, give me 2 to 3 months, but I'm going to still give you this amount. Just give me 2 to 3 months. I'm going to be back up and I'm going to be able to do what we was doing before, so to speak. Voluntarily now, mind you. So basically, if he was doing this voluntarily, you know, she was getting that straight cash, no taxes. I'm not even sure if child support take taxes. They probably don't, but maybe they do. You know, Esau, he got to get his cut. He taking an extra cut. That motherfucker taking an extra cut and an extra cut. But anyway, that's just straight cash. Weekly, $1,200 a month, man. But let's see what else he was doing, though, because he wasn't just doing that. Okay, it says, after going through the legal process, Jenkins says the court calculated his official child support payment at just $13 per month because he was doing so much other shit, too. She didn't factor that in. It says, yes, you read that correctly. A situation that started with $300 every week ended with a monthly payment that cost less than a fast food combo meal. Ooh, you know that bitch was tight. We've seen it. You know, I've seen, you know, some of those court shows and shit like that, you know, where they get to calculating shit. Those judges, they'll calculate, okay, you make this much, you do this, what? Is the baby on your insurance? Is you take care of daycare, you taking care of you know, their sports, their activities after school, you doing, you know, whatever. Oh, you taking care of their braces. They got dental braces. They got all that stuff. They factor all that stuff in. And once they factor all that in, and then they match it with what your income is, then that's how they assess how much it is that somebody is gonna pay. So I guess she wasn't thinking. She probably was listening to some of her homegirls. Probably her mama told her, yeah, girl, I wouldn't go for that. And ended up, you ain't getting nothing. And, you know, hopefully he's not a simp where he'd be stupid enough to continue on doing that shit. Because, you know, you got these simps out here. You know, you still got that little soft spot for the bitch that's putting you through everything. Like, nah, man, they leave that alone. But it goes on to say, though, because he's picking up the baby from school, taking the baby to school, doing a few other things. Let's get to all that. Says he added that he was shocked his child's mother wanted to file child support despite his involvement as a father. Now, Jenkins says he has made his first official adjusted child support payment and joked that he has 18 more years to go. So, okay, I guess I don't know, I guess the baby must be just a small baby, a 1 year old or something. Okay, but it says the story has become one of those moments where life writes its own comedy script. And this kind of reminds me of Esau as well. Because, see, Esau, again, the so-called white man, see, he has the Israelites totally in bondage. He got them to the point where Jake don't rise up. Jake just say, hey, how you doing today? Jake just go to work. Jake really treats the so-called white man better than he will ever treat anybody that he know when he goes to these jobs. He kisses their ass, especially. But then again, you know, like I said, this man is so stupid, which we know is prophetic that the Lord is going to get us out of this situation. But he's so stupid, it's nothing we can do. We don't have no military, Mike. We're not in control of the finances. His face is on all the money. He's in control of whether or not you can get insurance. He's taxing you every fucking week. Depends on when you get paid. We have to just send our children to the schools to learn his curriculum. You know, we're completely under his control. But that's not enough for him. That's just like with this chick. That's not enough for her. You know, you got it pretty good, you know, but that's not enough. I gotta have. Esau want to take it so far. He want to put a computer chip in you. He wants to Revelation 13 and 16 in you. He wants to perpetually enslave you. It's not enough that he already has you as a slave. That's not enough. I need more. And with that, what's going to come from that is nothing. Nothing. Right? Let me see. Did I miss a part? Because I'm trying to see where. I think it was in the I think it was in the Instagram post. It says a man went into court expecting one outcome and walked out with a bill smaller than his morning coffee. Whether Jenkins' celebration lasts or not, one thing is clear. He definitely was not expecting a number $13 to become the star of his child support story. Now, right here is where it says, I was giving my baby mama $300 every week, hit a rough patch, told her I need 2 to 3 months to get back on my feet, and could only give her $150 a week. I have custody of my daughter 3 days out of the week. So see, she wasn't factoring that in. You don't think that the courts is going to take this into mind? I take her to school every day and pick her up. You don't think the courts is going to take this into mind? And I pay for all her daycare expenses. You don't think that they was going to take this into mind? Her greedy ass wanted to put me on child support. See? So once they put all that together, and I'm not sure what kind of income he was making, because if he's paying for daycare, I don't know, shit. Daycare, I don't even know how much daycare costs, shit. I'm not even sure how that thing even goes, but I know it's not cheap. That could have been an extra fucking $1,200 a fucking month. Because daycare is not cheap, man. On average, people are paying $300 to $400, $500 a fucking week. It's just crazy work. Anyway, but she ended up with this $13, which I find just to be damn amazing. But anyway, you think that she would have, well, we're not together anymore, but he takes damn good care of my daughter. You think that she would, still have sense enough to say, you know what, shit, let me. At the same time, too, if he's voluntarily giving it to you, really, in reality, you had no choice but to take it, but she was trying to go to court and get more. She should have just been like, all right, well, shit, do what you got to do. You know? Do what you got to do. I appreciate what you do for her. Nope, not enough. Nope. Let's get a couple of these scriptures off, and you can just read these chapters right here. Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and chapter 26. Because I was, they had a little photo of her in the Instagram. She was kind of decent as far as, her little body and all that stuff like that. But hey, fuck all that. She should have just chilled. Now you getting that $13 a month. Crazy work. You know that hit. You know that hit hard. You go from $1,200 to $13. Come on, bro. Let me see here. Verse 13. Let's start here. Ecclesiasticus 25 and 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. And that was complete wickedness. And Esau's system is wicked. Because they'll put Jake on the news as if he's just these non-fit fathers. And Jake really be loving their kids, man. It's just that the woman is so fucking stupid. She's so goddamn crazy in a lot of these situations. She really does use that baby as a weapon against the man. I've seen it over and over again. I know brothers like that. They want to be a part of their children's lives. They want to be in the child's life, but she hate that nigga so much. She hates him so much. And again, when I mentioned Esau, I was given the Esau analysis. When it comes to Esau, like these ones that went out here and voted for Trump, they hated you niggas so bad that they voted for a man that would actually hurt them to get at you. They voted against shit that they knew that they need just so you wouldn't get it. But now it's done kicked in where they like, up, you know what, I made a mistake. Just like this bitch. You don't think this bitch thought to herself, damn, I fucked up? That's what a lot of Edomites are thinking right now. A lot of those MAGAs, they done lost their food stamps, they done lost their Medicaid, they done lost their Medicare, they done lost their Section 8. Now they thinking to themselves like, damn, what the fuck was I thinking? Because they hated you so much, they fucked themselves over. And that's the same situation with this lady. Right? Verse 16, Ecclesiastes 25 and 16. I'd rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. And that's probably why he bounced to begin with. The wickedness of a woman changes her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Just real deep darkness, man. The wickedness of a woman, let me see, Salakia. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Won't shut the fuck up. Verse 21, stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. Like I said again, you can see it in what they had the little Instagram, because they had the video. I kind of played it at first. I didn't play it for this video, but I did look at it. I just read off what it was pretty much, because it wasn't long at all. Well, she was a pretty decent looking chick. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Because if he was the first one to hit, that's actually his wife. See? And these women, they'll tell you that they're Christians. They'll tell you that they're Christians, but they put their husbands through hell. You know, they'll put their man through hell. They listen to the fucking enemy. They'll listen to the serpent, the damn devil, but they claiming to be Christians when it comes to their men. That's the reason why a lot of them are so damn alone right now and lonely. Okay, it says, verse 24, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. That right there in itself, boy. It says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman at liberty to gad abroad. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. And sounding like that might have been the case with this whole situation, but who knows? He could have, you know, in this woman's world, Esau's world, he probably ended up getting some box from another chick, and they call it cheating. And she decided to just give him all kinds of hell. And then you can read all through chapter 26, man. It goes all in on the woman, man. It goes all in on the woman. See, verse 14, it says, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. And that's not the way that these women move these days. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. Whoo. As the sun when it riseth in the morning, Salakia, as the sun when it ariseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the order of her house, in the ordering of her house. What else they got in here? Verse 22, and harlot shall be accounted as spittle. Like you ain't shit. But a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. A wicked woman is given to the portion of a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. A dishonest woman contemneth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. You know a female dog is called a bitch, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all, but she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. Anyway, you get the point, man. But she played herself, you know, and I'm willing to bet you pissed. You know, she was tight about this shit. I don't want to play the hook up though, but they got her name. Shaniqua Nichols is looking like her name. But yeah. If this the Aki, he got a big stupid ass smile on his face. Anyway though, is what it is with that, man. You know, we're living in these days and times where you just got to be careful with Eve, man, because they're coming to their senses somewhat, because they're starting to see, you know, shit. I had a badass Eve walk up on me and shit in Walmart just a little while ago. Boy, when I say chunky, thicky, big ass legs, big fatty, I'm just trying to get a damn bell pepper, and she rolled up on me and just kicking it. Where the fuck you come from? Just kicking it. I could tell she was trying to be friendly and shit. She was trying to, you know, cutie too. I just, kind of just played the shit off like, and just kind of kicking him like, damn, I should have hollered at her. Shit, she was trying to holler at her. And I'm like, nah. It dawned on me like, nah, let me get my ass out of here. For real. Let me get the fuck out of here. But that's fucked up that men are even thinking that way these days, man. A man should be able to, you know what I'm saying? But it's coming though. We just waiting on Isaiah 4:1. We waiting on that to kick in, She could have been one of them ones. Well, obviously she couldn't have been, because if that was the case, the Lord would have chopped it up. You know what I'm saying? But no, she was straight though. She was a nice little color that I like. Definitely thick like how I like. Nice body on her. She was, she had a sweet voice, but she could have been a complete goddamn maniac. I'm standing there I'm picking through the damn the green peppers, the bell peppers or whatever, and I'm trying to find me the one that I want. And she comes over and she like, oh yeah, trying to strike a little conversation. She was kind of talking about that what's that shit they got going on, this explosive diarrhea shit. She was like, dang, can we even eat bell peppers now with what's going on? Some shit she was saying, but she kept conversating. I found a bell pepper that I wanted and shit. Plastic bag, my little shit. I wasn't rude to her or nothing like that, but it was just like, it just kind of hit me like, nah, don't do it. Don't even do it. Anyway, I'm gonna end out there, man. It's just not the time. The Lord is adjusting it though. Everything is going down according to plan, man. As far as the Lord, man. The Lord is gonna get these women back in order. Now I'm willing to bet you, this chick, she would try and, she would try and get nice with him again, try and swoon him over, and try and get him to get back to doing what he was doing before. If he's got any fucking sense, he won't fall for it. Or she'll try and ease in, since she's not getting that kind of money anymore. She'll be trying to ease in and try and get him to, buy more shit. Or, she needs this, come with a lot more of that. She needs that. Because if he keeping the baby 3 to 4 days out of the week, that he's taking care of, all the things that she needs. Food, clothing, shoes, probably more than likely doctor's appointments or whatever. He's taking care of a lot of that shit, man. So here you go, this doofy bitch. And I've heard of these stories before, man. It's plenty of women that do stuff like this, and then once they get to court, that's like my neighbor next door. He kind of, had a little, he went through a little something like that, man. But he got his kids, you know what I'm saying, 3, 4, 5 days out of the damn week, taking them back and forth to school, getting them into all kinds of activities, got him on his his health insurance and all that little shit like that, and she trying to get more. Then they ended up clipping her ass. Don't be thinking. Anyway, I'm gonna end out there. I pray that the lesson was edifying. Be careful with these women, man. The Lord setting it up right now for the Isaiah 4:1. So, and it's coming too. It's coming because the Lord is really working the work. Because he's using Esau to snatch away all the goodies that he was once giving him. Now he's snatching away those goodies. She got to fall back somewhere. She got to fall on somebody. So with that, pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwam Yasha Allah and a bubble ball.